Brody Searle started his triathlon journey as a complete swimming underdog, struggling to break 2 minutes per 100. But through sheer determination and countless hours in the pool, he's now swimming much faster. His progress has been nothing short of impressive. But like any driven athlete, he knows there's more to improve. I caught up with Brody for a session to analyse his stroke and help him fine-tune 2 key aspects of his technique. The question is, how much faster can he get? And what changes will make the biggest difference?
One of the things that Brody said about his current swimming is he feels like he takes in quite a bit of water when he's swimming, particularly with a wetsuit on. Like he swallows water and he doesn't know how to stop it from happening. When I caught up with him, what I noticed with his breathing is it's almost like it's 2 movements. It's not a smooth movement where he turns to the side and gets the breath. It's kind of like 1, 2. And it's causing his breath to be a little bit late and delayed. So if we slow it down here, let's put this in half speed. You'll see when Brody turns to the side that the initial turn right here is, okay, he starts to turn his head at the right time. He's turning. We really want to get the mouth out of the water about now, but he's not quite there. He gets his mouth out of the water now and he's taking that breath in, but it's a little bit too late. And so it's like this sort of 1, 2 movement here, and then 2, in order to get the breath, instead of this smooth movement in one movement. So what I reckon is happening, and the reason he was probably taking water in, especially with a wetsuit on, is he's not turning the head quick enough in that initial movement. So I want to see his mouth pretty much out of the water now, instead of here. And because that's delaying his breath, his mouth is kind of open here. He's getting his breath in and he's still getting it in now, but he's bringing his head back in, but he's probably swallowing water. Water's coming in through there. He should be done with the breath at that point. And we can see it from under the water a bit too, where he's having to turn that a little bit further and his eyes come back down in the water now, but his hand is well past his shoulder. So that's a bit late with his breath. So if we play this through, his breathing's just taking a bit too long in that initial movement and he's not getting it back down. What I want to see with most swimmers is the eyes come back in with the catch. So this goes together, head and catch goes together, but he's got his catch there and his eyes are coming back now. So it's throwing his stroke timing out a bit there. So what I had him work on instead was turn the head with this arm as it comes through, make it one smooth movement, get the mouth out earlier, and then bring the head back with that catch arm. And I think that'll help him stop taking that water in. Now, the other benefits of doing that as well is going to be, it should improve his catch on that left arm quite a bit. So you can see here as he takes that breath, he's not getting as good a catch as he is on his right. Like that's a pretty good position on his right side. And for someone who's progressed as much as he has in the last 12 months, from 2 minutes to 1:30 pretty comfortably, that's kind of what I'd expect to see. You'd have to have a pretty solid catch to be swimming at that sort of pace. Now on his left side, at least in the wetsuit here, this arm's just quite straight and just pushing down on the water. So he's not getting nearly as much as he is on the right. But I think that's from the breath, or the breath timing. So what we then worked on was when he enters the water, we want to avoid coming across the head. So you can see how his left hand here crosses the center of his body. Then he's got to drift out and try and get a catch from there. Now, what I had him do instead was, as this left arm's come around, currently it's kind of swinging across your head. I want you to think about bringing that arm forwards. So keep that momentum going forwards, over the top, land it in front of the shoulder and just go straight. So being a little bit more controlled and precise with what's happening through that movement. That was the first thing. That helped him get a bit more on the train tracks through here. And then when he combined that with a better timed breath, that helped him get a better catch position through here, rather than being quite deep and quite straight, like you can see here. Because typically, a good catch, if we look at a good catch, it'll be somewhere between 100 and 120 degrees through the elbow at this point. Now, right there, he's at 144 degrees. A good position is going to be somewhere like this, that sort of angle with the arm. And that's where we want to get to, but it's very hard to get to that if you're crossing over, if your breath's late. We need to get those things in place first. And I saw on a couple of shots when he was working on this, that was getting very, very close. So that's 50% of his strokes. That's half his strokes. And if he can even just get that right half the time, that's going to make a big difference, especially for the longer swims that he's trained for at the moment. So when it comes to developing your stroke, I think, big factor there to go from 2 minutes to 1:30. Big thing is just putting the work in and swimming consistently. Brody's swum a lot to get to that point. Secondly, having good instructors and good help. So Brody got help from a friend who used to be a professional swimmer, and she helped him a lot in those early days just to get good fundamentals. And then the third thing is just keep refining, keep improving, and just looking at what you can do to continue to get faster by developing your stroke while you're putting the work in. So if you want to check out Brody's channel, you can check it out here, and you can see the video that we did together a few weeks back.